I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Zahid Hamidi this time around last year was behind a rock and a hard place. But now life has certainly improved for the accused UMNO president. While the court did not allow for his passport to be returned permanently, he got the next best thing.
Kuala Lumpur High Court Judge Colin Lawrence Sequeira has allowed the temporary return of Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's passport. This is to enable Zahid to apply for a diplomatic passport to enable him to perform his duties. However, the court dismissed Zahid's application for the permanent return of his passport. Heads of state rely on diplomatic passports to travel overseas and perform official visits to other countries. Sequeira is the trial judge in the ongoing Yayasan Akal Budi corruption case against the Bagan Dato MP. Zahid previously surrendered his passport to the court as part of conditions to be released on bail. As the accused looked on from the dock, Sequeira ruled that Article 8(1) of the Federal Constitution states that all persons are equal before the law. The judge said while the court acknowledges that as the Deputy Prime Minister, the accused has an official duty to perform, but this must not clash with the duty of the courts. He added that his passport can be released for discharging his official duty overseas as and when necessary, but this must not clash with the duty of the court to hear trials. Following today's ruling, the court would temporarily release Zahid's passport so that he can apply for his diplomatic passport for overseas functions. Zahid's non-diplomatic passport would then be returned to the court while the accused holds on to the diplomatic passport. Zahid was charged with 47 counts of graft, criminal breach of trust, and money laundering involving millions of Yayasan Akal Budi funds.
With the MACC looking into Bersatu, some linked to the party are urging the agency to do the same for PKR and DAP. Anwars' heli rides are among the issues raised.
Muhyiddin Yassin's former aide Marzuki Muhammad has urged the authorities to probe PKR and DAP's huge election expenditure. In a statement last night, the former Prime Minister's aide said both parties had a lot of campaign materials, drama stages, campaign vehicles, and a large online presence. He added that this did not include the private jet and helicopter trips used by Pakatan Harapan chairperson Anwar Ibrahim. He said based on his rough estimate, PKR and DAP's campaign expenditure was in the hundreds of millions of ringgit. Marzuki then questioned where the Harapan parties got the money from. He also questioned whether PKR and DAP received contributions from business people in states ruled by the parties, namely Penang, Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. He then clarified that he was merely asking and not alleging. Marzuki was commenting on the ongoing MACC probe on Bersatu's finances. The probe has resulted in the freezing of some of the party's bank accounts.
Nepotism is a hot topic this week. Anwar has denied that appointing his daughter is considered as nepotism. Now, the Speaker of Dewan Rakyat has denied even appointing his son.
Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul has clarified that his son Muhammad Iqbal is not an official member of his staff. Speaking to Malaysiakini, he said Iqbal is not working under the Speaker's office and there has been no appointment as of today. When asked why Iqbal was listed as Special Functions Officer 1 to the Dewan Rakyat Speaker on the Parliament website, Johari said the information on the portal was incorrect. However, he did not specify what exactly was wrong with the information. According to the staff directory on the Parliament website, Iqbal also has an official email address and telephone extension number. Johari said Iqbal has been his assistant over the past 14 years and was being paid out of his own pocket. He stressed that Iqbal is merely continuing his duties and no appointment had been made, unlike allegations raised by internet users. The allegation has gone viral and raised issues pertaining to nepotism claims under the current Anwar Ibrahim-led administration.
Ahmad Maslan has cleared UMNO of breaching party rules with its controversial motion. However, it is learned that ROS is still probing the matter.
UMNO's Secretary General Ahmad Maslan said the party did not breach its constitution by passing a no-contest motion for the president and deputy president posts during the recent UMNO General Assembly. He said about 90% of the delegates agreed that the president and deputy president posts should not be contested. In a Facebook post today, Ahmad said there have been many times in UMNO's 77-year history that the positions have not been contested. On January 31st, UMNO met and provided an explanation to the Registrar of Societies regarding the motion and its passing. This comes after 2 UMNO members lodged complaints with the ROS to review the additional motion.
The government is working on reducing spending, which means now lawmakers would be receiving a reduced development allowance.
Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has confirmed that the development allowance for lawmakers has been reduced. The allowance, which used to be 3.8 million ringgit, has come down to 1.3 million ringgit. Anwar said this move was meant to better control the country's finances. However, the government would consider extending additional allocations if there were pressing needs in a particular parliamentary constituency. For example, repairing infrastructure. According to the reports, the allowance consists of a 1 million ringgit outright grant and another 300,000 ringgit for service center operations.
Schools in session. UMNO wants Bersatu to take notes on how to handle having their bank accounts frozen.
Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin should not be upset over his party's frozen accounts, according to UMNO Supreme Council member Puat Zarkashi. Instead, Puat said Muhyiddin must take a leaf out of UMNO's book. He said it was misery for UMNO when its accounts were frozen. Puat added that UMNO's accounts were frozen for years. Muhyiddin requested that the MACC cancel the freezing of Bersatu's accounts. The reason is that the party will find it difficult to pay staff salaries. Muhyiddin again denied claims that Bersatu received ill-gotten funds while he served as Prime Minister. He said the request was to ease the party's operations, including paying wages of its staffs and office rentals. Puat, however, was unconvinced, saying he believed that Muhyiddin should have access to funds regardless.
Several politicians who used to be with UMNO are looking for a new home. One of them eyed PKR, but now is hopeful of being picked up by Amanah.
Former UMNO Supreme Council member Zahidi Zainul Abidin said he is not a threat to Pakatan Harapan. Zahidi also said that his situation was unlike that of recently sacked UMNO member Khairi Jamaluddin. Speaking to Sinar Harian, Zahidi said Khairi might pose a threat to PKR Deputy President Rafizi Ramli's future political ambitions. Meanwhile, he added he was just a small fry and had never held a top position on a national level. Khairi was given the boot last Friday by the UMNO Supreme Council. Since his sacking, several political parties had expressed willingness to accept the former health minister. Harapan components DAP and PKR, however, were less eager to accept Khairi and other sacked UMNO leaders. Meanwhile, Zahidi previously set his sights on joining PKR. However, Zahidi appeared to be changing his tune by considering joining Amanah instead, claiming that it was ready to accept him.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to Malaysiakini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.